live for the magical kingdom of Atlanta, Georgia. It's 76 days until soccer's coming home. And we are here, smothered and covered, in the Eastern, almost on the eve of the World Cup returning to our shores. Not only to eat all your lemon pepper wet, we're here to fight the pollen too. But we're mostly here to bask in the magnificence of Atlanta, AKA the heartbeat of American soccer. This city, ATL, it is the pulse of our nation in so many ways. Cradle of the civil rights movement, birthplace of so much of the music that the world revolves around. Your airport, also the busiest in the world. That's a live shot, by the way. And as Migos put it, the new Atlanta, it's like the old Lakers. That's how the nation looks at you. And the joy of the World Cup is that is how the world will come to know you in 76 days' time as a place filled with joy. Honestly, joy that's in short supply in our world right now, and you are emanating it all. And also as a cradle of proper football. Right here, 1968. Let's hear it for your Atlanta Chiefs. Bring those shirts back, lads. They won the first ever NASL championship, taught the 95 Braves everything that they know. By the way, the Chiefs upset Manchester City 3-2. I think they actually ended up beating them twice. And City's assistant manager, Malcolm Allison, said they wouldn't be able to hack it in the fourth division. They demanded a rematch, which your team also won 2-1. That's the Atlanta spirit. Back in 1968, there were just 150 people playing organised football in your city. And now, Atlanta United raised the bar. That photo gives me goosebumps every time I see it. I mean, posting attendances of over 70,000 on the regs. I mean, who doesn't want to see Brad Guzan in the flesh, am I right? But the image of Miguel Almiron and Joseph Martinez fusion posing. Look at them. That Dragon Ball, that is human joy incarnate, and you have lived it, you have put it out into the world. By the way, 2028, Atlanta NWSL team coming. Still to be named. Call it the Wings, you cowards. But before then, you got the little matter this summer of a FIFA World Cup, and Atlanta will host a mammoth 8 World Cup games, including a semi-final, right bloody here. And honestly, I couldn't be more excited. I remember the 96 Centennial Olympics and how it put this city on the map of the globe. Michael Johnson's thunderous goals. Look at him. Look at that human being. The US women winning gold against China in the very first women's football tournament. And that indelible image that anyone that saw it will never forget of a determined Muhammad Ali, the greatest ever, lighting the cauldron in this city. World Cup will be all of that. Please God, times a million. And I sat in JR Crickets last night, and I thought about your city. I thought about your sparkling Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I thought about the Brew House, America's best soccer bar. I thought about the emotionally profound Civil Rights Museum, and I was overwhelmed by just how powerfully Atlanta is going to sing its song to the entire world. I love this place so much, as if you can't tell. On Wednesday, we filmed with your incredible TIFO queen, Vera Ziegler. And I asked her to describe the essence of Atlanta, and she said, this is a city you choose to be in, to come, to build, to create. And if you move here and choose to build, it's a city that will build you up in return too. And that spirit is one I just love right now. It's a spirit the world needs much more of. And tonight, on the cusp of this historic moment, it's a night presented by our friends at Bank of America, whose partnership is supporting this live show and the entire Men in Blazers media network. They have a motto, which honestly is core to me because it inspires me every day. What would you like the power to do? It's driving our growth. And I'll just say tonight, I'd like the power to stop people from saying Hotlanta forever. So let's dive into this one. Are you ready, Atlanta? One quick note, which is very self-serving. I don't know if you heard, but I wrote a book. It's about the World Cup. And we always want to support indie bookstores wherever we go. And I'm really proud that a beautiful indie bookstore, A Cappella, is here in the theatre, in that corner. It's an amazing bookstore. And after this show, I'm going to come on down over to their store. I'm going to sign any copies to show our support of indie booksellers. Thank you in advance. And I can't wait to meet each and every one of you. It's a book that tells the story of the World Cup. So you can tell your Maradonas from your Messis, about memory, delves into the soul of Brazilian football, self-sabotaging DNA of England, and most importantly, the rise of football on these shores, which is really the core story we're going to share tonight. So let's get stuck in. And again, God bless. Atlanta, we don't take being in your loving arms for a second for granted. So thank you. Let's do this. It's time to bring our first guest onto the stage. A human being. Tonight is about incredibly inspirational human beings, but this person is living proof that to live is to evolve. She's a champion of the age-old wisdom that how you do anything is how you do everything. An icon of the WNBA. In 2020, she made the bold choice to end her playing career and leap into ownership, tackling the challenge of planting new roots for the WNBA's Atlanta dream. Deepening community connections, nurturing the needs of the city, all while reminding us that working unbelievably hard can be very, very fun. Please welcome Atlanta to the stage, Vice President, co-owner of your very own Atlanta Dream, it's Renee Montgomery! Renee.
Yo, what's good?
Renee, I gotta say, I admire you so bloody much. I really, really do. The bravery with which you just throw yourself into everything you do, which is like with the heat of 1,000 suns, it is incredible. But one of the themes of tonight is celebrating this city, your city. It's become your own. You once said about it, if it ain't sexy, if it ain't lit...
it ain't us, baby.
That's essentially a movie in 11 words.
Yeah. No, I mean, Atlanta, so I'm not from Atlanta, but let me go a little closer. So I'm not from Atlanta, but I lived here. My third year in the WNBA, I chose to buy a home in Atlanta. And at first, so I spent my first 3 years in the WNBA. Let me turn it this way so I can kind of make eye contact with you.
Not a lot of people would choose that. But God bless you, she's a privilege. What did I say? She throws herself into everything with the heat of 1,000. Go on.
It's the accent for me. Okay, so... All right, so my first 3 years in the WNBA, I'm like treating all the cities we play in like, would I want to live here? I'm going to LA, I'm going to New York. I'm just treating it like, surveying the scene. Every time I came to Atlanta, it was something. Like every single time, we had a good time, of course, athletes. But every single time, I just felt like I was home. So my third year in the league, I bought a house. And then I didn't live in my home for the next 5 to 6 years until I became a free agent in 2017. and chose to come play for the Atlanta Dream.
We are going to catch up. God bless. Chose to play.
Yeah.
And it was a pathway to something really, really beautiful. But I do need to know, before we dig in, I've got it on quite good authority. You were once just a varsity soccer star in high school.
A little bit.
Look at that.
Oh.
Look at this lethal forward for the South Charleston High School Black Eagles of West Virginia. Look at it. What do you see when you look at that photograph?
Oh, man, pain. What? I just... So the reason I started playing soccer is because I heard that, like, their conditioning is next level. And I was trying to take my basketball game to the next level. So, you know, athletes, we're crazy. We try to find all these, you know, I know you've seen athletes do ballet, different things. So soccer was my ballet. I felt like it was going to help me with my footwork, my hand, feet, eye coordination, and I honestly think it did help. I didn't really have a skill set, so if you saw that I scored a lot of goals, it's just because I had speed. So, speed, that's it.
I think we may be speaking to the next manager of the U.S. men's national team.
What?
I think it's got all the prerequisites, which doesn't know a lot about soccer, but it's about speed. I'm sold.
No.
Job interview over. Look, we were robbed of an iconic striker, but football's loss was basketball's gain, and your resume is sterling. 3 state championships in high school, undefeated, 39-0, college national championship with
UConn.
God bless.
UConn, yeah, come on. You didn't know that. UConn.
The
Huskies.
Is that just an echo of your voice, or were there 3 Husky fans in here tonight? I got to tell you, that was amazing. God bless you. Made you feel extreme joy.
College sports, baby.
I know. And I don't think Huskies fans have experienced enough triumph, so I'm very, very happy for all of it. I mean, you then came on to the first in the draft, 2 titles, and then you come here, Atlanta, Georgia. You've talked about it, 500 miles north from your home, West Virginia. It's your chosen home. It's a place from which you've decided all of my life's work is now going to radiate outward. What was that? I mean, you said it had a good time here, but it's got to be something more than that. You're a very multi-leveled human being. What was it about this city, about Atlanta, that you're like, this is Renee Montgomery's headquarters forever?
Thank you. I like that question. I think for me, it was like I just saw excellence at a high level. Like whether it was the sports, we're gonna win a championship. Okay, like Atlanta United has already done it for. Like we've already, they've already done it. But in football, basketball, I still felt like, man, this city, they have every sport. Now we just added volleyball. The U.S. women's national team is now gonna be posting up their headquarters right here in the A.
It's because they heard you'd moved here.
It's like, listen.
Hey, look what you started, man.
I got to take you with me everywhere I go. Like, you could narrate my life, honestly. That would be fire. But no, I just saw it had the entertainment industry started to boom. We've had Marvel movies filmed here, like the food scene. So I just felt like it had a little bit of everything, and it still had that country that I needed.
God bless the city.
Need that country.
And we all need that combination. All of us. There's 2 types of people, but honestly, it's the same city, country, trapped in all of us. But you said something I love. You said, if you're going to take yourself seriously, eventually you're going to have to take a jump. And you bet on yourself. 2020, you did just that. Atlanta Dreams owners had to sell up. The franchise was in a challenging place. And you chose to retire, shift gears, join the new ownership group, meet the challenge of rebuilding the dream from the boardroom, which is kind of mind-blowing. It's a move we see a lot in men's sports. But you were a pathfinder, first former WNBA player to make that leap into ownership.
Thank you. Thanks, and I appreciate it. Into the front office, I think, man, Larry G, I can't say enough about our ownership group. I think we have a super team. I think people take for granted how well you can work well together. But I'm an athlete, so how I do life is in sports mode. Like, I think about how I can build the best team here, and I'm like, oh, this personality will go great with this or not. Like, I analyze everything like sports. Like, I'm a point guard. So when I look at our ownership group, I'm like, oh, my gosh, we got a super team. Like, my skill sets are so different than Larry's, and they're so different than Suzanne's. And
what are your spreadsheets?
Let's see, Suzanne, that's C.
Yeah.
Suzanne.
Suzanne, you're on spreadsheets.
Suzanne can break it down, but she's a lawyer, so you know what I mean? Larry is too. But for me, I think my skill set is like connectivity and connecting things, people.
And chemistry and culture.
Yeah, I believe in that. Like, I feel like a lot of people may not be like, oh, how are you a max player, like salary-wise? It's not like I scored the most points on my team or that I had the most assists. Maybe sometimes I did. But the reason that my value was there was because, like, I hope that when I go places, I can make it better. So I just think with the Atlanta Dream, us as an ownership group, we had that thought process. And we got Morgan Shaw Parker on our squad to be our president. Then we got Dan Padover, who was a multi-executive of the year, GM, team builder. And, like, we're on our way. Like, we're selling out 2 straight years in a row. Like, we're cooking right now. We're cooking.
I mean, I've spoken to a lot of human beings in this city over the last 48 hours about the dream. I do need to know, everyone's saying, Renee's just getting started. And I don't know if you agree with that. But if you do, just quickly, what does this vision end in? What will the Atlanta Dream be when they're fully manifested according to your vision?
Come on, we need championships, baby. What? What? Like, we didn't come here to lose. I think that's another thing, too. Like, winning is a habit. And so just building a winning culture in the front office, people don't believe in that. But if you see a lot of sports franchises that aren't doing well, 9 times out of 10, you can point at the front office. It's not necessarily just the players. It's, oh, there's a turnover happening on this and a turnover happening on the coach and so once you can find that stability in your team, success, I hope, follows.
So take this through for me. You know basketball, but I also know you have an interest in football, the soccer of it all. How do you see the sport? I know you've watched Atlanta United. What has football brought to the tapestry of this city?
I think the diversity is what I love. Like the diversity of the fan base, the diversity of the players. It's different. These are international stars. You know, a lot of times in our basketball world, the game is international and global in the basketball world as well, but I don't think as much as soccer. Like soccer is probably the most popular sport in the world, if you ask me. It is? Okay, so yeah, am I speaking facts? Is it facts? Okay, so I think that's what I see football as. It's like, it's top tier. It's that.
By the way, it's just become America's 3rd favorite sport.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, The Economist just did a study, released it, so it must be true. And I was just laughing the other day. I was on A-Rod's show, and he asked me the same question every time, like, when's this soccer thing going to happen? And finally I was like, A-Rod, I've got bad news for you. Baseball's number 4 now, baby. But the World Cup is... By the way, he left that interview, and I bet you he will buy a Premier League team within about a month. But the World Cup's coming. 76 days, but who's counting? Woo. World is going to descend upon this place. I think at least 300,000 or so visitors, most of them first-timers. So what's on your personal list? What is one thing that the visiting world must eat and one place they must go? If there was a Renee Montgomery Michelin guide, what would you recommend?
Well, I love that you asked that because the WNBA is getting ready to get ready. All right? So the first thing on your list is to see when the WNBA game, we have games happening that are a day after a match. So if you want to fill your calendar and fill your schedule, I think first stop is to a dream game. It's an experience. Get a ticket, though, early because I told you we sell out. I'm not even just saying that to be like, oh, we sell out. Yeah.
Young listeners at home, always be selling.
Okay. You see it. I mean,
I love it.
Always be selling.
There you are.
Okay. Okay.
I love this. There you are. That was Renee giving me back for giving me that opportunity. Listeners in the world, I'll say this in multiple languages. There's a thing called StubHub.com. That's where you can get your tickets. Keep going.
All right, and then now it depends on if we're adults or if we're kids, because there's a famous institutions here in Atlanta.
The kids can just go for the chicken wings, right?
Okay. How do you know? What you know about that?
Well, I just read a lot, Renee. I just read a lot.
A lot of reading happening at that institution. So, yeah, I just think there's food. So I would say wings. One of the things is, like, pick your spot of wings where you want to get them. It just depends. But there's a lot. Like, Atlanta, we have attractions. It's not, like, a lot of people don't realize that. But there's, like, the aquarium. I don't know if you're into that type of thing, but there's a lot of different attractions here in the A.
I think you've just captured the whole world between the aquarium and Magic City.
We got range, baby.
Well,
we got range.
The country and the city is all I can tell you. I want to say to you, you said something beautiful that I wanted to tap into before you go. You said that you made a distinction that for you, basketball and sport has always been, quote, organizational. But for the generations before that paved the way, sports were much more informal, much more tied to community. And when I thought about that, reminded me of how soccer, sport at its core, is about building, strengthening connections. So when you think, Renee, about the surge, the energy that the World Cup is going to bring to this very city, your city, this supercharged city, how do you project this forward, the outcome, the legacy of this World Cup, not just for soccer, not just for basketball, but for Atlanta itself?
I think it's a privilege to host these types of events. Like, there's a lot of people that put bids in, a lot of cities that put bids in. You're chosen for a reason. So I think Atlanta, that's the excellence of Atlanta, that every year I feel like we're hosting major events, whether it's a Super Bowl, whether it's FIFA. There's events happening here because Atlanta has something to offer everybody that comes here. Atlanta's not one-dimensional. You know, like I just gave you the range that we have, which is why everyone is welcome. Like, I felt welcomed coming here. I think that's what we have to offer and push it forward to continue to be that diverse and to continue to welcome everyone.
How are the wings at the aquarium?
You got to try for yourself, my guy.
Renee, I want to say you are such an inspiration. I do want to thank you for the meaning that you bring to the world, to this city. Atlanta, be upstanding for one of your adopted own. It's the great Renee Montgomery. What an incredible human being. I've got to say, I was feeling a little down before this show began, and now I feel like I could conquer the world. That is a Renee Montgomery effect. And our next guests are more of the same. They're Grammy nominated. Just as impressive to me, they've been featured on the FIFA video game soundtrack, not once, but twice. And I love this duo. I love their psychedelic, sunny, chock full of creativity and persona sound. Came through with the SoundCloud era of internet rap. They throve, though, on the global stage. I find them really inspirational. They're so bloody inventive. They're so creative. The way they fuse a sense of social consciousness into everything that they do. Please be upstanding, Atlanta, for a duo I love, but I know you love, because they are of you. Olu Fan and Ian Parker. Atlanta, it's EARTHGANG!
What's up? What's up?
What's up? What's up, Atlanta? Oh!
Oh man, I'm not going to ask any questions. Just you guys just improvise for another about
We
half
can just
an hour.
riff if you like.
Right, we got the notes here.
Far away. I gotta say, I love your music. I love your journey even more, to be candid. The both of you. I know you met on a 10th grade field trip.
9th grade, actually.
Oh God, I'm gonna. Do you know a fact checker's just been fired?
Yeah. Let them go.
Here we go. Let's go through all of this. Was, yes or no, EARTHGANG, were they formed at Hampton University in Virginia?
No.
There you go.
Y'all got to stop asking ChatGPT, dog.
No. Mate, we don't do that. We do a little thing called Wikipedia. We're in deep. Released your first release in dorm rooms in Hampton's music recording technology jazz studio.
That's true.
Yeah. We back!
Yeah.
Also in a couple of closets in Atlanta. But you've gone on to collaborate with the likes of Pharrell, Snoop Dogg, T-Pain, and Gorillaz. And I love this. This is amazing. You've said, whole point of your music is to free anyone afraid to be themselves, which is so beautiful and powerful. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, look at us. Like we're from 10 minutes to the west of here, and we get to be on this stage representing Atlanta in a global capacity, and we're just little kids who people believed in, you know. And
like he said, we've done music with everybody from Young Thug to the Gorillaz to everybody in between. It's a wide range of artists. It's never been just like, we never try to make algorithmic picks. We just like the vibe, and if it feels good and it feels fun and it feels organic, then we're going for it. And I think that's what freedom is centered in.
I mean, where you come from, this city is known as hip-hop center of gravity. It's given us Outkast, Future, Whack a Flock of Flame. What is it about this city? What is it about this city that give it these traits of creativity in your mind, man?
I don't know. You said it the right. It's like a magnet for creative people, especially people in the South.
Yeah.
You know, it's a magnet for people who like they come from out of town. They come from these small towns, and my parents are from Fort Valley, Georgia. My grandparents from Fort Valley, Georgia, and they came to Atlanta and they cemented themselves, and it was like, you know, we're gonna bring the best of us, and we're gonna create a new life here and bring and do something that hasn't been done before. So I think all of these people that you name, like, they all have stories of like passing down like that lineage of like creativity and opportunity and making something happen. And
I think there's a good point in there too, that we have the advantage historically of being one of the bigger cities from like South Carolina all the way to Mississippi. It's one of the biggest cities you're gonna come across in all of that land, but that's a lot of people, and that's a lot of creativity, and that's a lot of stories, and that's a lot of voices. So they're like, well, shoot, what's the biggest place I can go to nearby to get my story out? Right here.
It's almost like a megaphone for an entire region.
Yes. Yeah, for the whole region.
I mean, Oli, you've said that Atlanta is the land of Oz. It's black people just being unafraid and unapologetically creative, just running around being themselves.
Yep.
Yeah, I think one of the beautiful things about Atlanta, it is a global city, right? Just like a London, just like a Dubai, just like a LA, a New York. In my personal opinion, I think Atlanta is a global city, but the host are black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're hosting people to this global city, and I think it just gives it that difference that you don't get if you go to Chicago or if you go to LA. You know, I love these places, but like coming here, like she said, there's a famous institution that has caused all of this hoopla and controversy.
And it's basically like the Southeast living room. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's basically like where you go and, like, you know, if you grew up
front porch, the front porch,
yeah,
front porch.
It's like where you go, where you grow up and you see your cousins might be singing in the living room, dancing, working on a routine in front of the TV. That's here. You know what I'm saying?
By the way, Magic City, I want to thank them for sponsoring tonight and making.
Let me get
I'm making tonight's event possible. Adam Silver's just turned off the live stream.
Money just start falling on us right now.
From one great city institution to another, I know you've both been to watch Atlanta United in the flesh. Look at that photo.
What a time.
Yeah.
How does this team, how does that culture, how does that fan base fit into the culture, the ethos of the city?
Man, we needed it. We needed Atlanta United. They came right at the right time. They came at a time where our city, like, really, really needed another team to rally behind. So I you know, that's what you see. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking to people on the street about it, it's like, yeah, we got something we can, like, be super, super, super yelling for constantly. I think Atlanta needs that. I think we already a city that's gonna support our own. We already a city that's gonna support our teams. We gonna tailgate. We gonna party. But when Atlanta United came and it was right after the stadium was built, oh man, you talking about like a pivotal moment for the culture? Necessary.
Yeah, this fanaticism right here. Look at this.
I love what you've just described. Super, super, super yelling. You've just described essentially what it's all about.
Yeah, three supers and a yelling.
Yelling. Why love football? Yelling. Football ultimately is about community, and you two have done some remarkable work in this city. You started, I love this, a community garden. Look at this, man. These guys have got...
Yeah, it's crazy looking back and like, oh, yeah,
by the way, these guys have got incredible range. Just look at that photo. It's so pastoral. Everybody on that front row is just thinking, I wish they'd hurry up and take the photo so I can get to Magic City. But you started this with Jean Charles Young Middle School, Atlanta Public School Board. You let kids get their hand dirty, feel the earth, which I think is like the most important thing. The fight against food insecurity, the mayor came to the unveiling. I think, Olu, you talked about how your family church in West Carolina, the Black handed out breakfast for school. Mm-hmm. You've both talked about this, and it's kind of incredible. You said EARTHGANG is for the people, by the people. What do you see as EARTHGANG's mission in this city and in the world?
I think a big part of our mission is, like we said, amplifying the voices of free thinking. Honestly, I can't put it in a way. I don't want to be too PC or NPC, but like we gotta show that we thinking free and we thinking forward and we thinking progressively, and a way to highlight that is what we do.
I think another thing for us is making sure that there's enough space for everybody, right? So like even with the community garden, one of our main things was like we want to make sure that not only are the kids who are making good grades getting a chance to do this, we want the quote-unquote problem kids, the kids who can't sit still, we want to give these kids the opportunity to go outside
And be engaged.
play and be engaged. Because these are the people who really want to probably be active with their learning experience. So it's like we want to make sure that everybody has a place. So that's like a small microcosm, but EARTHGANG in the whole, it's like we want to make sure that everybody has a place and feels seen.
As one of those kids, I want to thank you.
I want to thank you on behalf of us.
I think there's a lot of human beings in this audience who feel the same. But I need to follow up with the Renee Montgomery Michelin Guide, which I now need to reframe the question. It's about a food suggestion that is not Magic City, I think. I know you both like to hit up Local Green, that spot in the West End.
Nice.
It has dish names, Rapper's Delight, salmon vegan cheese Philly. I've had the 3-stack cauliflower taco and can highly recommend.
Yeah, that's a good cauliflower dish right there.
When the World Cup comes, thousands of fans arrive here. What else other than Magic City do people need to try when they're in town?
You got to go to Rocksteady.
Oh yeah,
You got to go to Rocksteady. Somebody
do
know
a
about it,
Rocksteady.
right? Rocksteady, they only start, they open at 5 p.m., so you know what I'm saying? It's not one of them daytime joints, but you got to go to Rocksteady. Great food.
What are we eating?
It's Haitian Caribbean inspired food. So it's bust. They got a red snapper
good.
dish they got
Crack.
jerk lamb tacos.
It's crack, and they got good music, good
got
vibes in there.
great
It's a
music.
great place.
The rum drinks are off the chain. You want to go there tonight?
Yeah, let's go now.
I can make a phone call.
How long have you been able to read minds?
Make a phone call.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, shoot, there's a lot of great places. But if you want to go get some good wings, go to the hood, go to Wing Depot. But outside of that, I had to shout them out. Shout out to Ben Hill. But outside of that, Beetle Cat is really good. It's a really good seafood spot. I love Beetle Cat. If you've never been to Beetle Cat, go to Beetle Cat, get them oysters on a nice little, you know what I'm saying, vibe. We'll take your lady, get the oysters, get popping. You know what I mean?
Speaking of oysters, I was
The lobster roll,
Beetle
Crennac,
Cat.
boys. Well, hey, you need to come up here.
And what I love about you is that your songs check Hartsfield Jackson Airport, Interstate 85, Georgia Dome. In that music video for Down Bad, which I watch when I'm feeling a bit low myself, you eat flaming hot Cheetos outside the West End Mall. Look at that photograph. This is this, man. What is one thing from Atlanta, your Atlanta, that when the world comes, they can't miss?
What can't you miss when you come to Atlanta? Wow.
So crazy.
Make it a good one, guys.
They gotta be in the summertime.
By the way, both their brains are just flying up Magic City. Magic City. You're like, oh, no.
He said, Cheetah. Hey, man.
Might keep an eye on this guy.
Take it easy, dog. Let's see.
I would say, if you can, take an entire tour of the full belt line.
Yeah, I would say that's worth it.
I would say do that. Do
That's
the
worth it.
entire belt line. Get you some
That's
bikes,
worth it.
some rollerblades, some scooters, you know what I'm saying? Get the kids in the strollers and do the entire.
Yeah, and branch off wherever you deem interesting.
God bless. I was going to say that was a long wait, but my God, suddenly you sounded like you were both running for mayor, and I love it. Last question for you both. What I love about you is you've taken Atlanta, your own unique Atlanta, and you're unapologetically, wonderfully weird Atlanta, and you've just projected it out to the rest of the world. I mean, you tour everywhere. We were chatting backstage about you watching World Cup football in Iceland, in Spain, the world. I mean, ultimately, what do you think about this moment, how it's going to transform Atlanta and take it out into the world and make it see this city in a different way?
Well, I say Atlanta right now is in such a developmental growing stage. We, as far as like the scale of a city, we're like a 14-year-old right now. We like, you know what I'm saying, right in like the voice cracking pun, like that kind of like of puberty. So we just gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, embrace us for where we are and where we're growing, and we're gonna take the experience and grow in front of the world. You know what I'm saying? That's the beautiful thing about Atlanta, is we're not scared to just be ourselves and evolve with people watching.
The legacy of the world. Everyone's agonizing. What is the legacy of the World Cup? It's going to help Atlanta through puberty.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Make a man out of you.
Make a man out of you. Put some hair on your chest.
Olu and Ian, I've got to tell you, you are the best Atlanta duo since Miggy and Joseph. To the spirit you put out into the world. Atlanta, let's hear it for two of your own. Let's hear it for EARTHGANG! Let's hear it for EARTHGANG! We're just getting started. It's time to go to the football. Don't know if you've heard, but tomorrow night, the US men's national team will Avenger assemble here in the A. Oh, where we're going to beat 9th in the world, Belgium, right? Before we take on a Ronaldo-less Portugal Tuesday night, and to break it all down, it's incredible to welcome to the stage a gent who I love. He's done it all, seen it all, occasionally give it all a swift elbow in the down belows in the name of competitive fury. 142 caps for the US men's national team. No man has scored more for their nation. It's my honor to take this live edition of The Juice with him in the flesh tonight. Let's welcome the Bassassin, the Nagadochis, nice. Give an Atlanta welcome to my friend, Mr. Clint Dempsey!
What's up, everybody? Hey, Raj. Hey, I appreciate y'all. Hey, thanks for my personalized copy.
It's true. I love Clint.
New book. All right, I see you.
Clint, always be selling.
I see you.
God bless. Clint, you're in there a lot. By the way, give me the book for 1 second. They asked me, who do I want? There's a lot. All of this book is about memory, and there's a lot of Rogers, some with hair on the cover. And then they asked me, who in the middle, like me now, what jersey do I want to be wearing? I said there can only be one answer. 2014, Clint Dempsey.
Sir.
In the bottle pop jersey.
Yes, sir.
Never a doubt, man.
Appreciate you showing love, man.
Man, you are that hero for so many of us, and I want to get right into it. USA, Belgium, when you hear those words, what's the first memory that comes to mind?
Our last meet in 2014 World Cup. What's up? Yeah, exactly. He was stood on his head, was on fire that game. But yeah, we got knocked out in the World Cup. So not good memories when I think back to the last time we played him.
Is there a particular singular memory of that game? Because it was a surreal game. I don't like to be hyperbolic. It was like epic Greek poetry played out in a World Cup. Is there a memory of you on the field that you remember when you look back?
There's a few. I remember the Wondolowski chance, and if that went in,
Too soon.
What would have happened? I remember I had a good chance in that game, too. We had a set piece that we had worked on, and it worked out just how we drew it up. But Courtois did a great job of coming off his line, making himself big, and I wasn't able to convert. So those are the things you think about as missed chances. But all in all, it was a great honor to represent my country, to wear the captain's armband, to help us to play a part in getting us out of the group of death. So those are the things I'll think about.
That night in Salvador did make Tim Howard. I mean, it like forged his legend. Yeah. It was the last time we played Belgium. But I also remember May 2013, there was another game played right before the World Cup in Cleveland. It was a warm-up game. It's the first ever game that you were made captain. They beat us 4-2. You know who scored that night?
Yep, got a penalty. That's right.
That's all anyone remembers about this. There you go. He scored.
Sir.
Josie scored. Marouane Fellaini scored. That mad bastard. It was a massive warm-up game for us. A little bit like now. That was where we'd been playing CONCACAF Suddenly we're like, okay, let's play the big boys. It was a reality check. We are 76 days away from the World Cup. Tomorrow night, Tuesday. These are massive games. Last 2 games before the squad's announced. You've been there. What does it feel like mentally within camp, inside, for the players, the pressure on them to fight and prove that they're World Cup worthy? What's going through their mind now?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I'll say it's an exciting game for both Belgium and for the U.S., right? They're getting an opportunity, Belgium, to play on U.S. soil where the World Cup's going to be played and kind of get an idea of what that's going to be like. But then it's exciting for the U.S. because, you know, there's not a lot of meaningful games left, and everybody's fighting for a place to book their ticket to go to this World Cup. So there's so much on the line, but you just got to go out and perform, right? You got to be hungrier than the guy that's next to you. And that's what these kind of last games are about, right? It's just like leaving your mark on these games so the coach, it makes it undeniable for him not to pick you, right? You got to make him pick you, make him put you on that roster. And for me, it's really like your last chances to do that. So that's why I look forward to these games, to see how these players are going to step up, especially the ones that are kind of on the fringe, right?
I mean, it's amazing, by the way, what you've said about Belgium looking forward to this. I mean, it's fascinating watching France yesterday. Was it Chouameni after the game in Boston say, I played where Tom Brady played? You know, Kevin De Bruyne is an enormous NBA fan. Yep. These players will get such a kick out of playing in your city, playing in this stadium. There is no doubt about it. But it is a fascinating dance for the players between showing themselves as individuals and trying to win as a collective. US unbeaten in the last 5 friendlies. We're seeing an improvement in results. We yearn for that. So many questions remain. 27 players in this camp, 26 spots on the World Cup squad. And we know there's big names who are missing out. Tyler Adams, Serginho Dest, Haji Wright not here. So let's go through the issues, challenges, the big questions, starting with always the starting point, Christian Pulisic, our Lord and Savior, right? Oh. Big picture, incredible season, double-digit goals for AC Milan. But recently, it's been more of a grind for our gent. 12 games without scoring. It's been friction with his teammates, uncertainty about his next season, where he wants to play. You experience these kind of periods in your own career. You know, in time of European club wonder, you've come back and represented the US. There are times for you that are also frustrating. What does Pochettino have to do to make the US team Christian's happy place?
Well, I don't think he has to do that, right? You look back at Christian's time with Chelsea, and maybe he wasn't playing as much going into that last World Cup that you would want him to be playing. And he just seems to always step up when he puts on that jersey for the U.S. team. I mean, the way I would compare it is Thierry Henry on the Champions League show talking about when players put on the Real Madrid jersey, they seem to perform at a higher level. And I think that's the case for some of the players when they come back to the U.S. I mean, I think Christian, it seems to up his game. I think Gio, it ups his game as well. But it's one of those things that if it takes something to get you motivated to come back and represent your national team, then you're not doing it right, right? That was the greatest joy for me, to come and represent my country. As a kid, that's what I dreamed about, playing for my country on the biggest stage. So once that was kind of done, we didn't qualify in 2018, that's when I knew it was kind of time to hang the boots up, because it wasn't there anymore. So I don't think it's a situation where they need to get motivated. Just go out there and do what you can do and control what you can. So
you mentioned Gio Reyna. Gio is here in camp. He's played 26 minutes total for his club in 2026. By the way, when I hear that, Gio Reyna's played 26 more minutes than I have in this. I'm like, my hope for my future international career is renewed. Why not me? Why not you? But he's an incredible singular creative. He's shown that when he wears a US jersey. He's almost like American James Rodriguez. When he pulls on that US jersey, it's like a Marvel comic hero coming alive. Can't get on the field for Borussia Mönchengladbach. Struggled to get on the field really in the past few seasons for his club. How do you understand why he got the call up and why he is so clearly still important for this US team?
Well, when I think about this situation, it's one of the craziest situations that I've ever seen, right? A kid with so much talent, so much potential, you know, especially when you saw him at Dortmund and then picking up some of those injuries and stuff like that. I think it's kind of halted a little bit of his club play, but you can't question what he's done for the national teams when he puts on that jersey, especially in the CONCACAF Nations League. His performances in those games, in the semifinals and finals, goals and assists. So like you said, he seems to take it to another level, another gear when he's representing the national team, and that's a reason why I think Pochettino brings him in. But you still got to get this club situation thing figured out, right? 26 minutes is not enough, and there's no way you can be enjoying your football if you're not playing week in and week out. That's what everybody wants to do. So hopefully things get better in that regard. But like you said, some people, you know, step up a little bit more when they put that jersey on for the U.S.
Does it create a weird dynamic in camp? Like there's an exception to the rule. For one player, you know, everybody's got to be playing regular minutes. But, you know, there's a contradiction. And 26 minutes total is okay because, Gio, what you can do is different to the others.
It's kind of one of those things where the coach is the one that's making those decisions. He's created the culture, and he's doing what he thinks best to help his team be successful. And, yeah, there's always going to be things that people are like, what about this? What about that? You know, maybe you don't really understand it. But at the end of the day, you can't worry about all that crap. You got to focus on yourself and what you're doing to be the best that you can be, and make sure when you get your opportunities to get on the field, you make a difference and make it where the coach has to play you. If you do those type of things, you ain't got to worry about all the politics and all these games. So I think that should be the main focus.
Let's go and talk about one of the subjects I feel like we've been talking about for the last two cycles, which is who's America's next top American striker? You know, in camp, we got these three. Patrick Adjuman, leading Derby County with 10 goals all competitions. Brings him a little different to the rest. I adore Ricardo Pepi as a footballer. I adore him as a human being. He's so inspirational. 13 goals all comps for PSV Eindhoven. And then you got the incredible Flo Balogun. 15 goals, all comps for Monaco. So Clint, you scored a goal or two for the United States team. Who should start and who will Poch start, do you think?
I mean, I'm a big fan of Balogun. I like what he does. I like to see more of kind of the partnership and connections that him and Christian kind of have together. And, you know, we got a little bit of taste of that in the last Copa America before, you know, we had the bad exit with the game versus Panama. But I think we're going to learn a lot about these strikers and what Pochettino thinks is the players that he wants to go with as we look forward to the World Cup and how he's going to decide that roster. Obviously, big loss not having had you right, to be in here to kind of fight it out and to see, you know, how things are going to go. You got the Belgium game and you got the Portugal game, right? So I think we're going to learn a lot about, you know, we're going to see the minutes that these players play and who he chooses to start and who's that first guy off the bench that comes in. So he's going to answer the question for us, right? I mean, I got love for Pepe because he's from Texas. You always got to show love to the boys where you're from. I've been impressed with, you know, the way that he continues to fight. He doesn't always start. He comes off the bench, and he makes an impact. And you need to have that type of mindset. When you get the minutes, you make the most of them. So that's why he kind of stands out to me. But, yeah, I mean.
What do you like about, you said I like what I see in Flo Balogun. As a man who scores goals, what do you see when you see him?
He is a complete striker, in my opinion. He can beat you on the dribble. He's good from outside the box. He can shoot with both feet. He can score with his head. I mean, he can assist. He has the pace to get into those dangerous areas that kind of remind me of like when I played with Obafemi Martins in Seattle. And when he gets past people or make those runs to open up the game for our team, and then we're able, for some of those late runners coming in the box, he's able to get his head up and find those players. So I think he just becomes he has a lot of, you know, dynamics to his game that I like, and I think it would be fun to play alongside him.
God bless. God, well, there you are. That was come and pick me. It'd be fun to play alongside him. Clint throwing his hat into the ring. Why not me?
Hey.
By the way.
Hey, I haven't played 26 minutes, but you know what I mean?
Absent from camp, you mentioned him as Coventry sizzler, Haji Wright. His goals have really propelled the team to the cusp of the Premier League out of injury. We have 3 strikers in this 27 human being squad. If we only take 3 of those 4, Hadji, Flo, Balogun, Ricardo Pepi, Patrick Adjuman, who would you leave out?
Man, you're always trying to put me in these tough spots, bro. Hey,
It's called a hot take.
hey, I'm not gonna say nothing. Like I said, I think we're gonna learn a lot from these next 2 games. Who he sees as his top 2 guys that are in this camp, and then I think it's gonna be up for grabs for that 3rd spot.
Clint Dempsey throwing hat in the ring. There's only 2 spots, really. Let's be candid. I want to talk about the defense.
I mean, they can take 4 strikers.
I know.
You don't know what they're gonna do. They can take 4 strikers.
It's true. Clint plus 3. I want to talk about. By the way, I'm not Clint's agent, but I'm kind of interested, to be candid. I want to talk about the defensive end in a second, but before we do, I've got to ask you quickly about Mauricio Pochettino. He is in, as US manager, I mean, he is in control. You know, he has asserted himself. The team's results, 5 straight games, hitting their stride. But at the same time, he's continuously linked to major jobs in Europe. And let's just say, he's not exactly batted down these rumours. He was asked about the Spurs job this week. Are there any Spurs fans here tonight? Why are you all shouting Goose? Goose was Aston Villa. My God, there's several people. I just want the record to show there were more people doing the West Ham Irons in the crowd than there were Spurs fans. God bless. By the way, if I was here last year, I bet you there were loads of Spurs fans, and you were like, yeah, not anymore. I'm on the Bournemouth bandwagon now. But, I mean, ultimately, Pochettino said this when he was asked, do you want the Spurs job? And by the way, I just want to say, he could have said, I don't care about that right now. My mind is just on the US team and the World Cup. But instead, he said these words, I miss the world of football in England. I mean, you've been a player. I mean, I'm kind of fascinated. When you have a manager in that term of like tabloid headline, his next step, future, that kind of turbulence, do players notice?
I think there's a little bit of background there, noise that you can kind of hear and see, but I don't think it's going to deter them and their focus, the fact that they have a once-in-a-life opportunity to play a World Cup on home soil. I mean, that's the main focus. That's what you control. You go out and give your best and try to represent your country and try to do something special that will leave a legacy for other kids to come along and do something even more special. You think back to the '94 World Cup and the professional league that came about because of that, and who's to say what's going to happen after this one, right? I think we do have the quality that we could maybe do something special, like what you saw from South Korea, being the host country, and I think getting to a semifinals and doing something like that. But you can't worry about the things you can't control. And people are going to always position themselves to do what they think they need to do from a business standpoint. But as a players, you just focus on what you got in front of you, which is one of the biggest and best opportunities that you could ask for in a lifetime, and just go make the most of that.
God willing. I mean, it's time to talk about the back line, but to talk about how we're going to keep the goals out, I think it's time we bring on a man who knows a thing or two about shutting a game down. Going to bring on a polar bear, made 144 appearances for Aston Villa Football Club, won 64 US caps, and perhaps most memorably, won an MLS title right here in the A. I'll say, one of my most joyful visions as a football fan was watching him bounce out of the back of the net like a power-balled, many-faced god to laugh right back in Luis Suarez's big teeth grill. Bring onto stage with great joy, cheer for Brad Guzan! All I need now are 26 minutes, and I'm going to be playing for the US. There's an incredible kid here I do think is going to be playing for the US. Hold on. Mark my word, when you make the debut for the US in 5 World Cups' time, people will be like, oh my God, that clip is mind-blowing. And it all started, as so many good things do, with Guz. It's great to see you. It is incredible. Can we get another Guz for old times, Atlanta?
Hey, let's go, ATL. Let's go.
Oh, this guy. Oh. How much you paying to sing all this, bruh?
There's kids in the audience, you know? Come on now.
By the way, Brad wrote that chant and he gets publishing for every time it's chanted. He loves it. But let's dive right in. Got some serious stuff. The back line's going to be fascinating tomorrow. We've heard Chris Richards, sad news that he's out for both games, so there's real opportunities all over the place at centre-back. Pochettino talked today about even possibly having Tanner Tessman step in. But we've got to talk about the big question, Brad. Honestly, it's like looking in a mirror, looking at Brad. He's
beautiful.
He's
bald and beautiful.
He's gorgeous. It could be my son. US is number one. I mean, it felt like Matt Freese is Pochettino's guy. He's been 12 straight games. Nice to have the Freese family here tonight. Welcome. But there's another Matt in town. Matt Turner is back. I do love this man. Not played in camp. Really fell down the Pochettino depth chart. I think last June was the last time he played. It was a really chastening 4-0 loss to Switzerland. But again, last cycle felt like Zach Steffen had the gloves. And then Matt came out late on the outside and was really one of the stars of the last World Cup. So when you cast an eye on this keeper wars, the battle between the Matts, Freese, and Turner, professionally, what do you see?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the group, right? Obviously, there's 4 in camp, and Matt Freese certainly has Pochettino's trust over the last 12 games, as you talked about, and those results, especially the last 2 in November, good results for the team, right? Moving forward, and what you want most importantly is that confidence of whoever's going to be playing. You want the confidence not only for the individual, whoever's in goal, but you want the team to be able to look back there and say, yeah, we feel good about going into battle today and going into these games. I mean, the amount of times, right, you're looking back, you want your goalkeeper to have this confidence and belief in himself, and to have that belief in yourself, you need to have the belief from the manager.
So, for you two, who do you both believe will be the US goalkeeper when we kick off the World Cup against Paraguay June 12th in white?
Yeah. Hey, louder. Let's go. Let's go.
By the way, that was Matt Freese's family that shouted goose as well. That's, I mean, that's some complicated emotion. Who'll be the starter? I've seen, by the way, I love you. I watched you go after the Snow Classico with this man.
Let's
did the
go.
biz.
I remember it.
You went down into the Azteca and shout out the Mexicans, and I am so grateful. I think everybody's so bloody grateful. We've seen you step up and win the confidence of your team. Which of these 2 keepers do you believe will be the starter at the next World Cup on the Open?
I think when you look at the last X amount of games, the run that Matt Freese is on in terms of building that confidence, both collectively with the team and individually, I think Pochettino certainly has a decision to make in that position. But ultimately, you would think he's going to carry on with Matt Freese, just going off of the last X amount of games. But as you touched on with 22, you can step up at any moment. And Matt Turner certainly did that. And Zach Steffen was on the outside looking in.
Clint, will it be Gio Reyna in goal?
Oh, shit.
It will be. By the way, it's not had much less minutes in goal than he has in midfield. Do you know who will be the goalkeeper?
I mean, I don't know who's going to be the goalkeeper, right? I don't think it's clear and cut that you have one guy that's head and shoulders like the main guy, right? But to your point, Matt Freese has been performing well, and he's been getting, the nod when it comes to starting. But anything can happen still. There's still more games to be played, so I'm not going to sit here and say that there's not spots that are still open in an other areas of this starting lineup for this team. So that's the beauty of it, right? We get to sit back, we get to watch from the comforts of the couch or at the stadium and say, oh, he should have done this, should have done that. So there's still a lot to be played and a lot can happen. So I'm not going to sit here and say this guy's definitely number one right now because it's too early, I think.
The honest truth is we do not know, and it is a position of great intrigue. By the way, quick question, detour for both of you. If you could pick one player from your era and plop them down in their prime in this US team, who would it be and why? Start with you, Goose.
Oh. That's a good question. Listen.
You can both just say each other.
I know.
Politically
Listen, I'm glad I'm going first here, you know? I'm going to take prime Clint. I'm taking prime Clint.
Oh, this guy.
Hey, listen.
Gassing me up.
Listen, and not
gas price is already too high, man.
Nah, and not because of your play. Just because of the swagger that you had, how you carried yourself, and always starting fights. You know what I mean? I'm all down for it.
Love that, right?
Which fight do you remember the most?
There's too many. Getting mad about this, getting mad about that. Clint was just always mad. So it's nice to see him out here smiling.
Oh, this guy.
You know?
This guy.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy with a good heart.
Hey, I don't care what they say about you. You're all right, Brad.
I'll take my payment. I'll take my payment off stage.
You're my boy, Blue.
I don't care what they say about you. You're all right. That is like my mother giving a backhanded compliment of compliments. Who would you take, and why is it Kyle Beckerman?
Because of those dreadlocks.
So they can go fishing,
bro.
Nah, so they can go fishing together.
Heck yeah, he does like fishing, so we rock on that. But you mentioned the 2014 World Cup and a player standing on his head in a big game versus Belgium. So Tim Howard, got to show some love to Tim Howard.
Yeah.
But also my backup goalie would be Brad.
Oh, all right, bro. You know.
Hey, what I'll say about this guy, man, he always brought the energy, was positive, great teammate, did a great job in terms of fighting for his place in the team without, like, having that animosity. It seemed like you and Tim always kind of got on with each other and had respect for each other. Talk to me about that a little bit in terms of how you have to manage that, because ultimately your dream is to be the number one.
For sure.
And how do you go about that?
Yeah, listen, it's if you're not able to put the team first, it becomes really difficult to be in that environment. And I think that the thing between Tim and I is we were friends off the field, we're close, still are to this day. But on the field, it was a battle, right? And he was making me better, I was making him better. And if the manager picked him, well, I can't be mad at Tim, right? Like my beef or you know, I need to go speak to the manager at that point and say, what do I need to do to try and get in the team, or what can I do more? Knowing that at the end of the day, the team was going to be in a better situation because training was always competitive. We were always pushing each other. And it's never the other player's fault. It's never your teammate's fault, right? Like, they're not trying to sabotage you. You're trying to do what's best for the team. And sometimes you're picked, sometimes you're not, but it's nobody else's, you know, fault, if you will. It's how do I change the narrative? How do I, you know, you talked about forcing your name on that team sheet to get on that roster for the final, you know, decision day. You know, that's what you have to do as a player. You have to continue to fight and battle and figure out a way to try and get into the team.
Amazing thing about you is your elite ability, also your humility, which is very, very rare in an elite athlete. And I do want to say again, when that nation needed you, our nation, you went down to the Azteca in a very tense moment in that cycle, in which there would have been nothing if we had not had that run coming out of the Snow Classico, going to the Azteca. Jermaine Jones was injured, couldn't play. Tim couldn't play. You stepped up, were an absolute wall in your own right that night. It's one of the most remarkable performances I've seen. But there's very few players that could take their chance like you and also have that humility, and we miss that very much. You're an incredible human being. We were lucky to have you.
Appreciate that.
He's all right.
Hey, such kind words. Such kind words.
By the way, I want to get predictions for this game in one moment. I do need to know. I keep getting asked all the time in interviews, how good is our team? And the answer really is, we do not know. I mean, this team is on a diet of friendly. We didn't have to qualify. They're exhibition games. We barely played on the road in this cycle, you know, getting hardened in very fierce, combative, hostile environments that shape a team. Pochettino, God bless him, he loves the movie Miracle on Ice. Like, I imagine he's like 18 hours a day watching tactical video, and then the other two just slipping on with Jesus Perez. Let's watch Miracle again. He loves that movie. And he said to the team this week, he said the following, he goes, why not us? Why not us? And I thought, like, genuinely fascinated, serious question. As players, the players all, like, nodded. Does that really work? Does it change how you think? Will the players have been like, oh, my God, I hadn't thought about that. Why not us? Oh, my God, I thought we were going to do this. But no, actually, I think we're going to be... Does it work? And should this team believe?
They should believe. If you don't believe, you should get out of the locker room, first of all. Talk about saying your mom, and people tell you if you don't believe in yourself, nobody will. So I just think that's important, man. I think as a manager, you know what makes your team tick, right? And if you got to come up with a saying or do something to get people to be more bought in, then do what you got to do, right? But I think that the most important thing is just having everybody on the same page and wanting to fight for each other and trying to get the best out of each other. And like you said they're back there a little bit. Sometimes just 1% makes a big difference. So if that's that little bit of difference you need, well, then we'll take it.
For sure, you have to believe, and if that gets through to one guy on the team, then say it all the time. Why not us? But I think too, going into this tournament, I think back, 2010, 2014, and I remember looking back at the videos from back home, and now the fact that this is on home soil. All of a sudden, we start to pick up a few wins. The excitement's going to build within the city, but ultimately with the country. Have an entire country behind this team. Anything could happen, right? It's 90 minutes of football, and anybody can beat anyone. So why not us?
And for real,
let's go.
And to your point, you see the winner. The U.S. hockey team versus Canada hockey team, and how everybody behind the country and rooted for them for both the men's and the women's team. So I think it's just an exciting time, and I look forward to these games that are coming up, because I'm hearing the stadium's going to be packed again, because for a while there's been a lot of talk about where's everybody at. The people are not coming out and supporting this team. You saw some of the attendance during Gold Cup. So Goose has his ear to the street.
Hey.
He's always knows what's
Atlanta,
going on.
we got to show him. Hey, turn up. Let's go.
He's telling me it could be
Let's
sold
go.
out. I guess we'll see.
Hey, let's get that stadium rocking.
I guess we'll see.
God, when you mention the Winter Olympics, I'm still pissed off about the curling. But by the way, when you said, I thought you were going to say when you watch videos of 2014, you'll see how we were inspired by the coach getting the man in to rip the phone book.
Oh, man.
Did that really work? If you didn't see this, before the 2014 games, Jurgen Klinsmann got a very strong, swole man in to stand in front of the footballers. A phone book, children watching at home. We used to have phones. We didn't know numbers. They were these thick things, really thick. You couldn't rip them. But this man just came in and goes, "Rah!" Rip the phone book. And the footballers, the video, it wasn't clear to me. Were you sitting there impressed, or were you just like, steroids, baby?
Hey, man, we definitely got 1% better from watching that.
Lost a few phone numbers as well.
Okay, I'm going to get predictions for the game in one moment, but I need a quick one. If Clint Dempsey took 10 penalties against you, Brad Guzan, today, how many penalties are being scored?
Hey.
And how many are getting saved?
Hey. 0. He's scoring 0.
No, I'm scoring 8.
Scoring 0.
I'm scoring 8.
I'm
scoring my jersey number. I'm scoring 8.
No chance.
What's happening to the other two?
I mean, I only missed one when I played with the national team, so I had pretty good rating.
Oh, my God. I remember that penalty. That was against Mexico.
Let's not talk about it.
Hey!
Why you want to bring up all stuff? Don't worry about it.
This man.
Positivity.
This is amazing. By the way, just so you know, yeah, it was in Columbus, 2013. We were winning 2-0. There was a penalty almost last minute. Clint took up, hit it to the right, I think. And I watched it. I was in the stadium that night. I was like, Clint's such an incredible American. He's like, guys, I'm the captain. Let me miss it so we keep the Dos a Cero. And then when I spoke to him afterwards, I was like, Clint, you're so amazing. You missed that on purpose to keep our nation's honor. What did you say?
Man, hell no. I didn't do that on purpose. That'd have been the difference between me breaking the record.
He's still pissed now. Children, be like this,
We
man.
still sore
not
about
this,
that,
man.
bitter about that.
He really is. Eight. What's happening to the other two that you're going to miss?
Oh, it's going to hit off his nose. That thing's blocking all kinds of stuff. Look at that.
It's predictions time. We're about to play Belgium. It's an amazing opportunity. Pot one opponents, heavyweights, both of these teams. Portugal too, teams that expect to go deep. They've not lost in 4 games away on the run. They're without Thibaut Courtois, who calls himself Belgium. Brad Guzan, Leandro Trossard, Big Rom Lukaku also out. They still have sufficient quality to probe, to test us. Kevin De Bruyne will be on the field at some point. Jeremy Doku, Yuri Tillmans, both of us, starting with you, Guzan Adamas. Tell us what will happen tomorrow night. What kind of game will it be and what will the score be?
Listen, I think it's going to be certainly a tough test. You know, all the players you mentioned for Belgium, right? World-class players, but that's what we're going to see in the World Cup. And so it's going to be an exciting game, I think, especially for the fans. I'm going to go bold, brave. We're going 2-0 to the U.S.
Oh, damn.
Let's go.
Dose to 0. Okay.
Start. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I don't know how you say dose of 0 in Flemish, but I love it. Plenty.
I think it's going to be a real exciting game. It's a friendly that both teams have a lot on the line, right? Belgium's getting an opportunity to play in the States and get a little bit of taste of what it's going to be like here in the World Cup. Also, players fighting for a spot to be on the team. And same situation with the U.S., right? They're going to be excited playing in front of a packed stadium. Everything's on the line to try to book your ticket to be in a World Cup on home soil. I think it's 2-1 U.S. I think it's an exciting game. It's going to be back and forth. And U.S. is going to keep it going.
From your mouth to God's ear, both of you. Clint, you and I are going to be live post-game on our channel and our YouTube. So I'm going to let Brad Guzan have the last word. Guz, US team, whatever happens, they are about to embark on an epic journey with the nation watching, with the world watching. In a way, it's going to define so many of their careers, what happens in June and, please God, July. You know, a campaign on home soil in an American jersey. If you were invited to come in there, put the phone book down, say, I'm not going to rip it, guys. I'm just going to speak to you from my heart. If you were to address them, what would you tell these players?
I would tell them to play with their heart. Turn your head
Hold
around.
up, everybody. Hold on. Come on.
Hey, I'm not going to get all sentimental here.
Get in the locker room. Give the people what they want.
Behave. No, listen. This opportunity is so unique, right? Of course, being a part of a World Cup squad is massive, but being able to do it on home soil, they won't have this opportunity ever again, right? Whether they're young or old, like it's not going to happen again. And so, to be able to have an entire country behind you, play with your heart, be brave, enjoy the moment. And we were talking backstage about not necessarily enjoying all of the moments throughout your career, but understand what this is and really enjoy it, and know that an entire country is behind you, and go out there and get the job done, or leave the country and don't ever come back.
In life, there's only 2 options. I want to say, Brad, I love being with you. You are honestly an icon. It's incredible to watch you go from strength to strength, from goalkeeper to broadcaster. I can't wait to watch you on TNT tomorrow, HBO Max 2, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Be like you.
Clint, you and I will be together after the final whistle. I love listening to you breaking down what we've just witnessed. I just say it's an honor to be with both of these 2 legends. I'm someone that watched them from afar.
Honor to be with you in this crowd.
Absolutely.
It's amazing. Atlanta, say we never take being with these 2 human beings for granted. Let's hear it for Big Brad Guzan and the mighty Clint Dempsey. Brad Guzan and Clint Dempsey! By the way, Clint is so pissed about those 2 penalties that he missed in his mind against Brad Guzan. But it's time for our final guest tonight, a true Atlanta icon, an extra Terrestrial Poet Laureate, who is one half of the greatest duo that music has seen in the modern period, has dropped more unforgettable bars than Atlanta has Peachtree Streets. We'd be here until mid-July, honestly, and if we dropped every one of his accolades, the half dozen Grammys, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction, I think he's won 2 World Cups. But he also dropped the best-selling hip-hop record of all time, masterpiece double album, Speaker Box, The Love Below, which is officially faintly audible at all times across our planet. It's a joy to welcome, and welcome back. The gent who once said, catfish and grits is how my flow flows. Atlanta, please be upstanding for one of the greatest poets of modern America. It's Lucius Left Foot himself, Big Boy! Big Boy, it's so good to see you. I want to say, it's a joy to be back with you. You came on, I can't believe it's 5 years already since you made your first appearance on our show. Look at that. Oh, I still had my own, I had a full head of hair.
I look like I was in jail.
God. You know what? You've made the mistake of coming back here, you beautiful human being. But last time we talked about your love of throwback baseball jerseys. We talked about your love of Kate Bush. We could do an hour on that.
Right.
But first of all, we've got to hit the hard-hitting stuff, the most important stuff, the stuff I think America needs to know in deep. It's about your love of owls.
Yeah.
Talking about your Eurasian eagle owls.
Yeah, that's right.
Houdini and Hootie Hoo. Let's hear it for those.
Hootie Hoo. Yeah.
I gotta say, they were one when we spoke.
Yeah.
What have you learned about life as these owls have grown?
That they're expensive to feed. Yeah, for sure.
What are we eating?
Full-grown rats. It was mice, but now it's like they're eating the New York rats now.
It's time.
Yeah.
It's one of New York's great exports. How are they as they grow? Are they still like watching you swim, hanging on your diving board, just being cute little things, or are they like demanding?
No. They're super cool, man. Like they'll sit and they'll perch all day, and until it's feeding time, and then that's one thing. And if I take them like outdoors or whatever, they just have such a keen sense of like sight and hearing. Like they'll key in on a snake or anything and kind of take off after the chipmunks in the backyard. Yeah.
Can I say, since we spoke, like everyone loves dogs. Everyone loves cats. I've been like on a personal campaign to try and persuade my wife to say, why can't we have owls?
I got the plug. I can hook you up now. I got the plug.
I know you've got the pull because you are proper Atlanta in every way. You're like a vegetable plate from the Busy Bee wrapped in a throwback jersey from Walters.
Okay.
You're so Atlanta that the city has celebrated both an Outkast Day, and then they were like, no, we must also have a Big Boy Day, which I just love. I want to live in that city.
Yeah.
You moved to the city in the mid-'80s when you were a kid.
1980.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, what did Atlanta mean to you then when you arrived? Just give us that as a baseline. What was Atlanta when you came here?
Well, when we first moved here, we moved to Regency Park at East Point. Yeah, for sure. Kindergarten. We was poor as hell, eating McDonald's every day. My mom worked like 3 jobs to support like 3 kids, and yeah, it was rough. It was rough.
And Atlanta as a city then, did it not really exist beyond unit, or did you have a sense of it as a place and what it could be?
Yeah, I mean, from watching the news and stuff like that, as a kid, I really growth and thing, but you still felt the love of the city, for sure.
I mean, you have transformed this city as one of the key elements that has made us understand from an outside world what this place is. But what's driven you, I think, 2 things. We're going to talk about, one, your love of sports, but also your profound love of music. You went to Tri-Cities High School.
Yes.
Bulldog Pride.
Yeah.
You met your longtime collaborator, your musical partner, Andre 3000. And I love this. Andre once said, neither of you had thought of making music. This is mind-blowing. Kids watching this, listen to this. Until you started watching pop videos and thought, and I love this quote, this is terrible. We can do terrible. Let's try it. Look at you both, by the way. Does that feel like yesterday, or does that feel like a long time ago?
That feel like about 30-something years ago. I still got the same face, though.
You know,
Yeah, for sure.
Where do you get that confidence from to be like, we can do terrible, let's try it, to just think, okay, we can absolutely destroy this?
I don't know if we said that shit, but I know we were both into music, and being in high school, we were like the new kids, like to the school that had just merged, like a bunch of different schools to Tri-Cities, and it was like gang culture, and we were always into like fashion, the way we were dressing. We was really into the girls, you know what I mean? And it was music. Our musical tastes were like similar. We would go and get new music every week, and then we just really had a knack for it, and just discovered our God-given gift.
Do you remember the first bars, the first rhymes you wrote? What were they?
I know, I can remember Dre's, got back to my head. It was figure, finicky. I get more cat than Morris. Yeah. And that go back to an old cat food commercial. You know what I mean? All right.
Back to the corporate.
Yeah, let's go back.
Let's go back to the corporate.
Yeah, you did it.
I'm with you.
Okay, let's go.
I'm with you. Let's do corporate and non-corporate
Okay,
versions.
good.
I like them both.
Speaking of corporate, one of my dear friends is in here from the private bank at Bank of America, Alicia Dunlap. That's my family, man. Hey, appreciate it. Y'all know what it is. It's real.
By the way, I love this, man. This is amazing. He both veers completely off the corporate road and then comes back and just lands it like Kerry Strug, and it's magnificent. I want to get back to Outkast, 1992. You're in high school.
Yeah.
By the way, first song, first hit, Players Ball.
Yes.
Anyone remember Players Ball? It only went gold. When that song dropped, it was 1993. I just moved here. You were just 18 years old, which is incredible. Ultimately, it was the beginning of what at first, it wasn't just a tremor, it was a massive quake, and it created a cultural shift, seismic shift.
Yes.
Established Atlanta as the third coast. I mean, you can really trace this back. Another Atlanta icon, T.I. described it. He said, we were shaping and molding the foundation of a culture of a city in a way that would go on to influence everything. We're 3 decades on. What shouts Atlanta to you now when you see it? We've heard what it was when you moved here, but when you see it, when you hear it, what is the essence of this city?
Greatness, from the people to the commerce to the food and the trees and business, movies, music. Like Atlanta's on top of it, for sure.
What's the most Atlanta thing about you? What part of you, what part of your identity, big boy, your personality, your entire aura, what's been shaped by this city when you think about yourself?
I think it's the Southern hospitality, where you can walk down the street and people speak to each other, It's not like the hustle and bustle of like a big city like New York or whatever, where everybody's in their own world. Like, if you say good evening or good afternoon, they'll say it back if you say it right. Yeah.
Well, just an engaging community first.
Of the people.
Of the people, for the people. It is a theme of tonight.
Yeah.
And that's who you are. And as we said up top, there's another thing that's driven you, which is your love of sports.
Yeah.
I love this. As a kid, you thought you'd either be a psychologist or a professional football player. Very similar realities. I don't know if this is true. I'm now doubting myself because my Wikipedia research has been revealed tonight.
Like Wikipedia.
Yeah, I'm finished, by the way. This is the last ever Men in Blazers live show. But is it true? I'm now phrasing these as questions, rather. Is it true? Is it true you chose Big Boy because you were a high school football player? You said you were really into apple pies and ice cream, which is highly bloody relatable.
I think they mixed a whole bunch of that together.
Yeah, meaning me. Yeah. That's fair. I was slightly hyperbolic. What kind of athlete were you? What were your skills?
No, I didn't say that.
I made that up.
No. But Wikipedia, like anybody can go on there. I mean, y'all can go and put y'all name on there tonight.
Wikipedia is truth. I don't want anyone knocking
Yeah,
Wikipedia here tonight. I don't want anything like that. But what kind of athlete were you? And what were your skills?
Just really fast. You know what I mean? Just super fast. But my mom didn't have like a lot of money to pay for like the equipment and get the practices and stuff. So went to music.
Sports loss, music's gain. But you became, I mean, you went Andre 3000 would sell popcorn at the old Fulton County Stadium. Is it true that you would go and like line up to watch Deion Sanders drive up in his Ferrari, which I just love?
Was that Wikipedia?
No, that was truth. I was there by you.
That's a fact.
There you are. Fuck.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Look at that. What would you feel when you saw that? What did that make you feel, man?
Like, man, he was that guy, man. It was like Deion was the man, and still is the man to this day. Shout out to Deion, Shador, the whole Sanders family, for sure.
Respect. You were like, you'd watch that car zoom past and be like, I bet that man owns pet owls. If you had to put together your Mount Rushmore of Atlanta sports icons, which four faces are you putting on the side?
Definitely Deion Sanders, Dominique Wilkins, Hank Aaron, and give me Tom Glavine.
Ooh.
Yeah, for sure.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. That's, Atlanta doesn't forget. Chipper Jones, no.
I mean,
put him on the other
I just
side.
try to mix it up a little bit.
I love you. I love you. Angel McCoughtry.
Yeah.
I just have one big Michael Vick face on the side, to be candid.
But I didn't want to make everybody black, so I had to throw somebody in there. I'm trying to be, you know what I'm saying?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Deion Sanders, Dominique, Michael Vick, and Brett Guzan. There we go. I mean, you are a legit supporter of all Atlanta sports teams.
Yes, sir.
You've been there for Atlanta United since the team debuted in 2017. Look at that, man. You got to hit the golden spike. And you said, and I love this, you said the crowd at Atlanta United games are louder than a Falcons game.
Yeah.
I mean, you watch the Braves, you go to Falcons game. What makes United games such a remarkable singular? Oh my God, look at that photograph. Yeah. It's amazing. What makes it such a singular experience?
Because they don't sit down. They're on their feet the whole game, man. And it's the chants, it's the swaying, it's the footy mob, it's all of that, man. It's just nonstop action. For sure.
The footy mob is incredible, man. It is incredible. When I go to United games, I find it incredibly moving. The footy mob have led that movement of bringing hip-hop culture into the stadium. I mean, the whole thing, goodie mob, footy mob, Atlanta's influence, your influence. I mean, Big Boy, and some of the chants, Outkast B.O.B., Hootie Hoo, Childish Gambino's 3005, Crime Mogs, Nuck If You Buck.
Hey.
What does it say to you when you hear a stadium full of people watching that game, singing a football chant based on your brain?
It's amazing, man. Like, it's powerful, actually. When you go in there, the energy is like, on 1,000. It's really cool. Especially if you get to sit behind the goal and watch the ball fly and hit the chicken tenders. One time for all the blank for them good seats, them booth seats, baby. Appreciate it. I'm spoiled. That's the only way I like to go. If I can't sit in the suite behind the goal, I don't want to go, man.
You're only human.
I'm just saying, man. Like, I give a chance my nephew or my grandson to catch the ball. And it's happened a couple of times.
Oh, God bless. In
for
every
sure.
way. I mean, that is the reality. But when you hear them sing that song, your song.
Yeah.
I
feel like a part of the team.
They need you right now, to be candid. I'm just stating facts. World Cup's coming.
Yeah.
No one knows who's going to win for sure. I want to go out on a limb. I think Atlanta is going to win this World Cup in 2020.
Do it. Let's
Your
do it.
city. I do.
Let's go.
I mean, you are going to be playing a live show first day of the World Cup, right?
Yes.
In Decatur Square. And Atlanta has been, in your lifetime, the center of the world. 1996. Not only was it the summer of the ATLENs, in a lesser news, the city also hosted the Summer Olympics. Then the world was looking at your city. It was looking at your neighborhoods. It was looking at your world. 1996, you can make the case, put Atlanta on the world's map. So, Big Boy, what do you think 2026 can do for this city?
It's the same thing amplified. That's what I was saying like the other day. Like, this is going to be like bigger than the Olympics, you know, because it's such a world community that's coming to the city that's going to be crazy, for sure.
So what do first time, second time, 70th time visitors need to experience when they're here? If you were going to tell visitors from around the world to understand the soul of this city, I've now legally got to say, other than Magic City, where would you send them?
Claremont Lounge. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah. Claremont Lounge, yeah.
Keep it corporate.
Oh, corporate. Okay, let's see. Waffle House. Let's go to Waffle House. Gotta go to the Waffle House. Maybe Spawn Divots by the airport if you like seafood. You can visit the dungeon where we started making our music over there in Lakewood. It's on Airbnb for sure. And then go to the High Museum. Keep it corporate.
I was going to say, KIC, keep it corporate.
Yeah.
Quickly, what's your go-to restaurant? What's the one must-eat? What dish are we getting? Where are we going?
Restaurant, it's a new, well, I don't know if it's new, but it's called CNS Seafood. And I don't eat oysters, but they got a lobster scampi. It's amazing. You know, I'm like, I don't eat no beef or pork. I eat seafood, chicken, and turkey. You know what I mean? So CNS is like the glazed carrots. Yes. Yeah, get that. Get that.
Keep it corporate. God, I am so bloody hungry. The rest of the show is gonna fly by as I charge down there for the glazed carrots.
What's that? Let's go.
By the way, I'm not kidding. We are going, baby. But people are coming. Cape Verde, Morocco, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, Spain, Uzbekistan are going to dominate. Hundreds of thousands of Uzbekis are going to be in your city in the most remarkable ways.
Yeah.
You also have the tenacious, remarkable Haiti side, who I think are going to be one of the stories of this World Cup in the most beautiful way. They've made this tournament despite having to play every single qualifying game away from home. I think they're magnificent. It's going to be a diverse group of supporters descending upon your city from Africa, from the Caribbean, from the Middle East, from Asia, from Europe. What are you most excited to experience in this 5 weeks and why?
I just want to go to one of those games. I know it's going to be electrifying because it's going to be people from all over the world and not just two separate teams cheering for somebody different. It's going to be a party, I think, for sure.
It's going to be an incredible party, and I do appreciate you're a man I've learned who has an ability to savor things, to take nothing for granted, to make memories, to create wonder, to enjoy wonder. I mean, we've watched you collaborate with everyone from the Atlanta Ballet to UGK.
Hey.
I mean, the whole world in there, man. Yeah. I mean, you have a collection of furs that is pretty remarkable. But the thing I love more than anything about listening to you and being with you in life is you have one of the most incredibly positive mindsets of anybody I've ever met.
Thank you, brother.
There's a line on the train where you said, quote, you got to keep on living like each day is the beginning. It's your birthday, even on your worst day, which sounds better out of his mouth than it does out of mine, but it is amazing. I just want to say, what is the secret to that kind of positivity, to that kind of outlook? I'm asking for a friend. I think we all need to know right now.
You want me to be honest?
No one's listening to this.
My Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, buddy. That's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I follow God in everything I do, for sure. I put God first in everything I do, and I'm not ashamed to say it. Know that.
And how does that work? What does that empower you to do, man?
I just pray and just, ask for guidance and fill my body with the Holy Spirit, and, and I just go from there. I'm not perfect.
Holy Spirit can never be beat. I gotta
Yeah,
say.
y'all ain't thought I was gonna go like that. Keep it corporate, keep it corporate. Yeah, I know you don't supposed to put religion in it, but hey, it's a part of me, so I'm here.
It's the Holy Spirit and the Bank of America.
Yeah. wait. No, the private bank.
I do want to ask you one more before you go. You're
What's
a
that?
beautiful human being, and you can keep this as corporate or as uncorporate. I don't know what the opposite of corporate is. But when you introduce yourself to the world as part of Outkast, when you won the Best New Rap Group at the 1995 Source Award, I mean, a deeply historic moment in America, deeply historic moment in culture, deeply cultural moment in music. Andre 3000 dropped that incredible line, "The South got something to say," which was just a Hall of Fame mic drop moment. We are now 30 years later from that. What does the world need to hear from the South right now going into this summer's World Cup, Big Boy?
Creatively or just musically or just what?
Corporately.
Corporately.
No. However, in all honesty,
I mean, just
in all honesty, I think this is an important question. However you want to answer that,
We just need to extend that real big hand of Southern hospitality, invite everybody in and be good to people, man. That's the name of the game, for sure.
By the way, there's so much wisdom in that. Just be good to people. Big Boy, I want to say you are a remarkable human being. I think you know that. You have a real sense of that, you and your whole team, the joy you bring to the world. I will say it's more precious than ever. Before you leave, I want to make a memory of this night. Atlanta, be on your feet. Put the house lights up. Big Boy, join me. Going to bring the photographer Matthias back on. Let's have you all be upstanding. We'll take a photograph. Treasure forever. Come on.
Let's do it.
Atlanta, let's hear it for Big Boy! Oh my God. I adore that human being, I want to tell you. And I'm like dead inside, and now I feel I'd be lying if I said that everything is possible, but I do believe my hair will grow again. That is our show. Can I say what a night it was to share it with you, you beautiful human beings. I have learned so much tonight. This is, by the way, the most positive show, the most optimistic, the spirit the world needs. I'm going to jump on down into that corner of the theatre. I'm going to go in the lobby. I want to support this bookstore more than I can say and come and meet you all. I do want to give a genuine, keeping it corporate, thank you. I love that phrase. To our great friends. Can we hear it for Bank of America? For presenting this show. They are the official bank of US soccer and the FIFA World Cup 2026. By the way, I'm so ecstatic for what they're about to do in the months ahead. They are powering so much of what's great in football. They've got this new Soccer in Schools campaign, which is aiming to make soccer accessible at every school in America, which is what America needs right now, more than we can say. And I know it's coming to Atlanta so soon. Thanks to all you do to grow the game in the nation and especially here in this incredible city. But before I go, I do want to raise a toast. I want to tell you how meaningful this has been to be in your loving arms. I feel like so charged by being in the energy of your city. Our whole team does. Our whole team is welcomed into your hearts. And I want to thank those who made possible tonight the FIFA World Cup 26 Atlanta host committee, who are one of my favorite in the whole nation. What you're making possible for the state of Georgia is really beautiful. I'll just say the football world is about to descend upon this city. They are in for the greatest treat. I don't even think they know. They're coming for the football, but they're about to discover a new side of themselves, a huge, huge love, a love supreme. Obviously, They're going to go to the Busy Bee. It's going to blow their minds for the greatest chicken I've ever tasted. They're going to go after tonight to Magic City, but obviously just for the wings. I don't want to get on Adam Silver's bad side, so I'll just say they're going to commune in Centennial Park and savor all that is great about the communities of this city coming together and your love for football. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for having us. As Darius from Atlanta himself said, I'd say it's nice to meet you, but I don't believe in time as a concept, so I'm just going to say we always met. Atlanta, let's not take a single second of watching football together for granted. Big love, courage. Let's go and win the World Cup, yeah? Thank you.